Yo, YouTube, what's up? It's your boy, Mr. Vinch, and today we're back with another reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to the Tactical Brits latest video on the anti-cheat. As you guys know, I think the game's chalked. I haven't been playing it. I haven't been uploading content on it. I just think that it's dead, and it's dying, and it's not in a good spot, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think some of your streamers are your favorite streamers align to you, and I think they're playing a game that they shouldn't be playing, and they shouldn't keep telling you that they're not going to play it when they play it every day. And I get it. It's because of the money. It's because of the community. But stop telling people that you're not going to do something when you keep doing it. So I'm going to go on another rant. So this rant will continue when the video starts. But hope you guys enjoy it. Please comment down below, like the video, subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace and love, babe. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy, Mr. Vinch. Today we're doing our third or fourth video on a series that the Tactical Brits been doing about stuff about Warzone. So today he's talking about the anti-cheat. We've all seen the stuff on Twitter and on all these other big streamers' accounts saying that the state of Warzone is X, Y, and Z, and they're gonna stop playing and blah 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 blah. But they don't stop playing. To be quite frank with you, I watched a video that Swag made yesterday. I think it was like 16 minutes of him talking about Overdance and talking about the anti-cheat and how if he gets hacked on, he's not going to play anymore, blah, 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 blah. He's going to play Marvel's Rivals, blah, blah, blah. My stance on that shit is, bro, your actions speak louder than your words. And I get it. I get it. I get it. You've built a following and a community on Warzone, and that's what people want to see you play. 100% understand that. But, bro, you're one of the biggest freaking creators that play this game, and you still play it. Yeah, I watched him get hacked on yesterday, and he still played it. He posted a clip of him getting hacked on. He still played the game after saying that if you get hacked on, you're going to get off. So, like, I won't say he's a hypocrite, but I feel like most of these creators are hypocrites. They don't want you to play the game, but they're going to continue to play the game. It's the only way they're going to get their views. It's the only way they're going to make their money. I understand that. But sometimes you have to say no and stop playing something for somebody to actually like take notice and be like, damn, bro, like our biggest creators are saying, fuck us. Like maybe we should like actually fix the game. Cause like if we don't, if our big creators are saying, fuck us, that just means a bigger audience is not going to be playing the game. Because if our big creators say, hey, we don't want to play this shit anymore because it sucks and the anti-cheat is bad, servers are bad, desync is horrible, X, Y, and Z, bro, nobody's gonna play the game, bro. Look at Nashot. Nashot left. Nashot doesn't need Call of Duty. So like Nashot's like, dude, I can go play something else and my community will watch me. And I respect the hell out of Nashot for doing that shit, bro. Like he played Valorant for a long time and I was watching him play Valorant. Play Call of Duty, go in the top 250 for Black Ops 6 ranks, watch him do that. Playing Marvel Rivals, I'm gonna watch him do that too. I respect people that like stick by their word, and if they don't like something, they're gonna call it out. And he's been very vocal on this shit, and I really respect that shit. So, not to dick ride Nashot or anything, but I do appreciate that. And I don't know, I don't play this shit anymore. You've noticed I haven't posted any gameplays of me playing Warzone. I tried to play it recently, got hacked on every game, and I don't want to play it. I can't play it. I don't have fun playing it. And that would be a lie for me to hop in a lobby, fry the lobby, and act like I'm having fun, because I can assure you I'm not having fun when I play this game. So instead of playing it, I've been playing Fortnite. I'm having a great time playing Fortnite. I've been playing other games too. Marvel Rivals is one of them. Shatterline's another. So like I really recommend you guys go out there and play some other games and have some fun and actually enjoy. Because there's some games out there that you can genuinely have fun with. So, but let's get into the video. Let's see what the Tactical Brit has to say, and then go from there.
Covered Call of Duty's cheating situation fairly extensively. It's one of those things that funnels into everything else. Servers, hit detection. It's a core tenet of the game that simply has to work properly. So you can imagine my surprise when in the most recent blog for Call of Duty, Ricochet finally basically admitted that they're not really doing a particularly good job. And this entire statement that they've released is an interesting one, because I think when you read between the lines as to what they're actually talking about, it paints a picture of just how bad the situation has gone for Call of Duty, and how honestly, this statement doesn't seem to make things any better. I'm going to go through the statement that they've made today and talk about some of the interesting wordings and decisions being made in this, because I honestly feel as though this statement revealed a lot about what wasn't already being done or what isn't really being done effectively. And also talk about some stuff that you guys might not know is happening in game, which I feel is a pretty interesting read of how the anti-cheat situation is going on in Warzone. There has been some activity from Call of Duty lately that, in my opinion, views that they have very much lost control of the situation at hand. If you learned something from this video, please do drop a like and consider subscribing. We are on the road to 200k. So right out of the gate, Call of Duty pretty much says that they have not really delivered in ranked play. They say that the situation across all modes has improved compared to before Season 1, and honestly I would agree with them. Other than ranked play, especially in Black Ops 6, the actual paid multiplayer, you tend to run into them fairly infrequently, but that is definitely not the case elsewhere. But where things get interesting is where they start.
Yeah, I rarely run into cheaters in Black Ops 6 multiplayer. I run into more like people of my caliber, so like sweaty ass fucking white kids. But I mean, I feel like everybody runs into those kids at this point, so it's not really that big of a difference.
Start talking about what they've done and what they're going to do. The first one that is noted straight away is account bans, and it says that account bans are now happening hourly due to an increased velocity from several Ricochet anti-cheat systems, and this is in addition to over 19,000 accounts removed recently. Now, this is what I find really troubling about this statement. What do you mean now? What do you mean account bans are only happening hourly now? Was that not the case before, where account bans scheduled like once a week, once a month? Was it just a case of whenever the system happened to catch them? There is obviously a time to enforcement goal that Call of Duty is aiming to reach, and they very brazenly before the release of this game stated that they wanted that to be closer to an hour than it was before. But the implication that account bans haven't been something just generally ongoing and is something that seems to happen in waves, to me seems very confusing. Most other modern anti-cheats, including Valorant's anti-cheat, for example, those bans are happening in real time pretty much every time.
As somebody who's played Valorant, as somebody who's experienced a cheater in Valorant, Valorant's anti-cheat is literally superior to any anti-cheat I've ever seen. I was playing with one of my homies, Bumaye, and we were in a game. The game literally stopped, got a red screen, and it said a cheater's been detected. Cheater's been detected. They sent us back to the lobby. We didn't lose SR. We didn't lose any rank points. Literally, the game ended. We got 0-0. Everybody got 0 across the board, and we were back in the lobby. This is what I was talking about when Valorant detects a cheater in your lobby. This is what happens.
What?
If I can get it to stop again. Cheater detected, match terminated. Cheater has been punished and your game has been canceled. No win or loss has been credited for any player. This is what happens when you have a working freaking anti-cheat. You literally don't get any penalties. They end the game and they terminate the match and nobody loses. Nobody loses. Except, I mean, the cheater loses. I mean, I guess, like, who cares about him? But fuck that guy. So, yes, like, come on, man. Warzone, do fucking better, bro. That's how it should be. But cheater's been detected. I shouldn't lose SR. I shouldn't lose SR in a fucking big ass fucking Warzone game. Like, you shoot, some people start at -60 right off the bat, and some people start off even higher than that, like 75. So, like, you're telling me that that they're gonna crash the server, they're gonna cheat on me, and I'm still gonna lose points because I'm playing a cheater and your anti-cheat doesn't work. So, like, I can report them all I want, and they're still gonna be in the game. And if they lose, they're just gonna crash the server, and I'm still gonna get negative points. So to me, at that point, it's like, bro, why play this game? Why play ranked? Why play anything that's Warzone related if it's literally infested with cheaters? There's no point. There's literally no point of playing. Hence why you don't see me playing and uploading videos on this shit, because this game is literally in the depths of hell right now. It is literally not fun to play. Your favorite creator's still playing this game and he's smiling and shit. He's not having fun. He's doing that shit to put on a fucking front for you, because he still wants to put on the front saying that he's having fun playing this game, but he's not having fun. So I I really despise how this game is right now. You don't see me playing it. You won't see me playing it until they fix it.
As soon as the system itself has figured out something has been compromised, this implies that they've sort of maybe shadowed a couple accounts, then later on verified that that was the case. So that first entire statement left me with a few head scratches. And the second part of this is the investigation procedure, and they say that they have increased and expanded their replay investigation render farm, which are the machines that are used to generate clips for general examination in order to manually review these clips alongside other detections in order to ban players who might be cheating. Now, there are certain cheats that can be very easily detected statistically, but other things like wall hacks, for example, tend to be quite troublesome because there are lots of things in Call of Duty that give you context. Audio will give you context, a UAV will give you context, a certain sound cue may give you context. And unless you understand the full context of the engagement that's played out, you can't entirely necessarily say for sure whether or not an opponent was walling or not walling. And whilst manual reviews tend to exist for most anti-cheats, this system in itself is pretty much just a verification system. If they've noticed something that they should have thought was dodgy in the first place as a result of their kernel level driver, or if they noticed something that just seemed a little bit off from a player's statistics, this should be an extra layer of verification, but not, in my view, a dedicated system that confirms whether or not someone is cheating. So between the idea that bans weren't consistently happening at a high tempo and the fact that the replay investigation tool seems to be relied on to some extent, if not quite heavily in some examples, there's just a lot of alarm bells ringing here. Efficient anti-cheats are very, very good at detecting when something has gone wrong. Especially if you look at Valorant and you look at Riot's Vanguard system, there are entire anti-cheat developers who have straight up stopped trying with this game because it doesn't function. And make no mistake, these are things that Call of Duty can achieve and absolutely can do with the financial backing that they have and the ability to do so. So all of these things are generally improvements, but they do sort of shine a somewhat questionable light on how things have been handled before. Call of Duty generally say in this statement that they use a series of systems that include human reviews, a kernel driver detection to block memory tamping, and client-side and server-side detections to flag suspicious behavior, and AI systems to get those counts out of the game as fast as humanly possible. And if you read that statement in layman's terms, you would probably think that this is a very effective and efficient way of doing things. And
Bunch of
you wouldn't be
bullshit.
wrong. The structure in place, in terms of what they're trying to achieve, definitely does work. But the reality on the ground for Call of Duty is extremely different to what they're saying in this statement. Now, their kernel level driver is pretty much bogus. It doesn't really do a huge amount beyond detecting things here and there, and that's if you happen to use general cheat providers that are widely available, that are notoriously known, and tend to get detected every update or so. It's a constant back and forth. One update, they'll be fine. The next update, something will go live. It'll get kicked out. Rinse and repeat. But these sort of so-called alleged client-side and server-side detections to flag suspicious behavior and then AI systems to deal with that, in my view, I would love to know the backdrop to this, because from the ground, what it looks like Call of Duty basically has done over the last couple of months has gone, hey, if you're in the top 1% of performers, you're just going to get shadow banned instantly. Now, for those of you who don't know this, a large and vast majority of streamers and comp players have found themselves in a shadow ban cycle recently, many of them who have competed at LAN to a very high level, and it's extremely obvious that these players are not cheating in any way, shape, or form. Lennon, for example, is a really great example of this, a World Series competitor on a number of occasions, a really good slayer, and has found himself in the shadow ban loop consistently throughout Black Ops 6, at least in the case of Warzone. But what's really fascinating about all of this is that players who have been shadow banned end up getting unshadow banned and without even launching the game. Therefore, their game hasn't been launched, Ricochet is not active on their PC, it's not been fired up on their system, they instantly get reshadowed again.
That's
so if
crazy.
it was truly the case that there are server-side and client-side detections that are finding things wrong and shadow banning people and then verifying as to whether or not they should be banned or unbanned, it would make sense that people are finding themselves getting reshadowed after playing the game again. But in the case of Call of Duty, you don't even have to launch the game. And if you don't launch the game, the kernel-side system isn't running on your PC. So it can't do any client-side detections in order to figure out if something has gone amiss. So what's happening in these scenarios is rather than there actually being any real client-side or server-side detections, the solution for Call of Duty by the looks of things has simply just been to shadow ban the vast majority of top performers in the game and hope that that cleans up the game by the looks of things. And it's really fascinating to watch this play out in real time because they're not necessarily wrong. I mean, hypothetically, if you statistically ban the top 1% of performers, you're inevitably going to catch a number of cheaters who have walls, aim lock, so on and so forth. And every once in a while, I'll see this shadow ban loop happen, and I'll see a bunch of pros who have all played at LAN tweet out that they have been shadow banned, and the game gets really, really clean because ultimately they've just shadow banned pretty much everybody. It's indiscriminate. They don't care as to whether or not you've actually cheated or done anything wrong. They just mass ban everybody. And then when those shadow bans start to drop off again, I have noticed a notable uptick in cheaters in Warzone Ranked. And some of you at home are probably thinking to yourself, oh, well, I guess, they'll just keep shadowing people, and I guess that will kind of work for the cheaters. But the reality is that a large number of players who are entirely legitimate are being caught in these loops and being unable to play the game. And on the flip side of that, it actually is a massive testament to just how little control they actually have over the current cheating situation. Because rather than having a cohesive server-side and client-side unit that is actually detecting cheats, their basic solution has just been to shadow ban as many people as humanly possible in order to make the game seem cleaner than it actually is. And even if we were to accept the idea that they're just going to massively shadow ban people who are highly performant at the game who have done no wrong, it's still not working. There are still a large number of cheaters in ranked who are very obviously cheating in some scenarios, brazenly so with aimbots in some situations, who aren't being detected or at least aren't being actioned fast enough. So all of these people who find themselves in this shadow ban cycle, who are never banned from the game and never actually stopped from playing the game, are constantly unable to play the game whilst more brazen cheaters seemingly continue to get through. Now, you could do all sorts of guesstimations or analysis of the overall anti-cheat and its efficiency, but for me, it's extremely clear that the team at hand who are working on Ricochet don't have a full control of the game, and whenever PR gets really bad for them because it's becoming quite notable, especially among streamers and content creators, all of which at this point are talking about the amount of cheaters that they're facing both on Black Ops 6 ranked and in Warzone ranked, the solution generally just seems to be at the moment, stick a band-aid on it, shadow ban everybody, and then maybe we'll get round to detecting some of them.
They literally said they won't be able to fix the anti-cheat until 45 days before season 2 or some shit, or in 45 days when season 2 drops or something like that. Like, come on, bro. Like, the game's already dying. Like, literally, nobody's really playing this shit. Nobody even's having fun like playing this shit. But like, you're telling me that you're not gonna do anything for until season 2, bro? That's like the end of January, bro. Like, yeah, I get it. You guys got holiday and shit, but like, bro, your game's dying. And if that's what you want, like, cool, let it die. Because, I mean, hey, if Warzone comes, when Verdansk comes back, and if this shit is the same, bro, cooked, man. Cooked. Fucking flambe, like, you're fucking cooked, bro.
And some of these people have been unable to play the game for nearly a month now. But the part of this statement that I find really frustrating is this next bit, and it says, looking forward, the team is developing major updates for Ricochet anti-cheat systems, including our kernel level driver receiving an update, and a brand new server-side detection that will go live in Season 2 and in Season 3, and there'll be
That's exactly what I was just talking about.
more on these updates as they get closer to the launches. And this entire statement to me is just utterly a nothing statement. I mean, we've had maybe 5 of these now. 5 of these, it's gonna get better soon, promise. We've got some stuff on the way. They
Is he gonna play up? That shit's actually like bothering me, bro. As soon as they broke you and you got up, you should have been played. And like, this is tilting me.
Not like a DJ dropping a mixtape or like a SoundCloud rapper who promises you he's gonna blow. They're just constantly kicking the can down the road. Yeah, guys, Season 2 will get better, and Season 3. So if in Season 2 there's still cheaters, don't worry, folks. Season 3 will definitely get them there. And then maybe around Season 4 or 5, they'll release another statement saying, yeah, guys, we've banned all these guys, and we're still working on it. We've got some stuff coming in the pipeline. And then the new game comes out at the end of the year, and nobody's talking about cheaters again, and they just forget about the entire conversation. And it's worth bearing in mind that before Black Ops 6 and Warzone even released, they were already talking about how well they were doing in terms of anti-cheat, and that they developed a bunch of new systems and AI scaling technology that was going to work harder, use machine learning, and try and clean up the situation in Warzone and in Black Ops 6. And none of that has seemingly materialized. Granted, I will say that for the vast majority of players and casual players, running into a cheater is probably a semi-frequent existence. But in ranked play on Warzone, and in Warzone generally, to be honest with you, not just ranked play, and in Black Ops 6 ranked, the game is an absolute bloodbath. And the worst of all of it is that we haven't even heard of one of the most malicious actors from Team Ricochet so far, and that is the ability for players to just straight up knock servers offline.
Yep.
If you haven't been playing ranked play,
DDoS and service is insane.
Going down seemingly at the whim of cheaters who are able to take them down as soon as they end up losing in a game, because if they crash the server, they don't lose skill rating. And you would think basic DDoS protection would be something involved in Ricochet, you would think it would be part of the server infrastructure, but it isn't. And this morning, I streamed for 6 hours, and in the first hour and a half, we played 4 matches where the first 3 of them were all DDoSed and stopped from finishing. One can only hope that the things are going to change in Season 2 and Season 3, but I'm not hopeful at all, and nobody should really read into this statement as more of just a vague, veiled way of saying, maybe we'll iron things out before Verdansk, and maybe things will get better before then, and hopefully that will improve their PR situation. But if I'm being entirely honest, this statement from Ricochet Anti-Cheat actually raised more eyebrows than it did fill people with confidence, and I'm just wondering what their plan is. So folks, that's about it for this video today and everything that's been said. As always, drop a like on this video, consider subscribing, and I will see you again in the next one, and let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below.
Oh man, bro. I don't know, man. I'm just disappointed with the game, bro. I think that it was Warzone had its run at this point. It was one of the coolest games that I've I won't say coolest game, the more fun games that I've had, especially when it dropped during or right before COVID hit. Everybody was playing Warzone. Verdansk was fun. They had all these special modes. We had Iron Trials. We had X, Y, and Z. We had limited time events. Then they brought Rebirth. Rebirth was fun. And then we moved to Caldera. Caldera was infested with cheaters. Then we moved to, what was the map before? Urzikstan or some shit, whatever that shit was called. Almazra, one of the two. And then Modern Warfare 2 dropped, and then I felt like the game just started to slowly die. And then Modern Warfare 3 came. They cleaned up the game a lot. A lot of quality of life changes were made, and the game was fantastic. And then now, here we are. 2024. The game's been out for 5 years. 2019. And we're doing the same shit, man. Like we're moving backwards, bro. The fact that this game wasn't even ready to be dropped when it was supposed to be dropped, the fact that it reverted all the quality of life changes when it first dropped Season 1, and then they reset the POIs because the engine didn't match with the map and X, Y, and Z. And we should have known the way it was going from then, because like at that point, like you can tell how much they actually cared, because they known that this integration was going to happen for years. Like every Warzone is integrated differently. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know what you guys are playing, but I can assure you I'm not playing this game until they fix it. And if they're not going to fix it, then I'm not going to play it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts on the situation of Call of Duty and State of Call of Duty. And let me know what you guys are playing instead of this, because like I can assure you I'm not playing this shit, and I don't recommend you play it either, especially if you're not having fun. But like always, man, fun. Like the video, comment down below your thoughts on the situation of Warzone, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Peace and love.